Clemson Sports is here with the newest addition to Clemson's 2022 class, Kylon Griffin. Kylon, talk to me about what it means to be a Clemson Tiger.
It feels great, man. I thank everybody that helped me get to this phase, and as well as Clemson and their staff. I felt very welcome when I got to campus.
So talk to me about the process of Clemson landing you. They didn't enter the mix for you until January 4th. That's when they offered. How were they able to overcome that hurdle of not really having long-standing contact with you and then to land you today?
They just kept preaching what they're all about and how they're so good on the football field, which is that you're going to be a great person before you're a great football player. So I just kept hearing about that, kept buying in, and eventually it led to this.
Who's the coach that started that contact with you, and what's that relationship been like with him?
It was Coach Conn, the safeties coach, of course. Me and him talked the most, and we really built a connection over this month or so. So we just kept talking, and he just kept harping. And then when I was up there this weekend, it was even more harping about it with Coach Sweeney and the staff, even the players.
Talk to me about this official visit this past weekend. You were joined by 3 other official visitors. What was that time like with the coaching staff?
I loved it up there, man. They're all great people to be around. Very fun, very energetic, and I can only imagine how that is Saturday nights.
So during the weekend, you were able to be hosted by Andrew Makuba, fellow safety. Talk to me about his message and not only what Andrew said, but what some of the other players had to say.
He said about the same thing, if not more. He said they're going to make sure you're doing right, make sure you're doing all the right things off the field and on the field, and then it's going to just keep building up, so you're going to be a great person overall, as well as the other players.
So Andrew came from Texas. You're going to be coming from Alabama. Did he talk to you a little bit about making that transition from, out of state to going to Clemson?
Yeah, he talked about it, but it wasn't anything crazy or out of this world. He said, with the football, you've been playing football all your life. You got the talent, or else you wouldn't be in this situation. So we talked about that a little bit, but nothing crazy.
Talk to me about the message from the coaching staff, specifically Coach Conn. What was he saying to you this past weekend?
Again, he was just talking about being the right person. And how they became so successful. Talking about the schemes and stuff. And he talked about using me all over the back end.
So, do you feel comfortable playing at corner, nickel, not the traditional safety spot? Are you comfortable moving around the whole secondary?
Of course I am. I feel like if whatever way we can win, we need to do that. So if they feel like they need to move me safety, nickel, corner, wherever it is, I'm down to do it, and I don't have a problem with it at all.
What do you bring to the table? You don't necessarily have to be humble here. What is your skill set, and what do you do so well on the football field?
I think my open field tackling is the strong suit of my game. I love to cover. I love to take those receivers out of the picture, but I love to tackle as well. I think I'm a great tackler and very fast to the ball, and just try to get the job done.
Who's the player comparison that Clemson made to you?
They made a comparison to Kayvon Wallace, the safety that's been drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles.
What did you think about that comparison? Do you kind of see it?
Yeah, I loved it. I could see it what they were talking about. I loved it, and they made me smile every time they said it, and I really can see myself in the same shoes as he was.
So along with talking with Coach Conn, you were able to speak with Dabo Sweeney. What was the message from the head man?
Man, he's a great person to be around, but he's going to make sure you're doing all the right things first. You got to make sure you graduate, have tools set up for life, have fun in college, and hopefully win a championship.
Overall, what do you think about the direction that he has this program heading in now? That they've made some changes. They have some coaching staff changes. It's definitely not the Clemson of old in terms of having Venables and Elliott there, but what did he say to you about the future of the program?
They're the same old Clemson. If not, they're getting better. They held themselves to a higher standard than everyone else, and I think that's what really sets them apart.
What do you think about that standard, not only for the football program, but for the players on and off the field? What do you think about that standard Clemson holds itself to?
That it's the little things that matter, and they preach that all the time, and that just translates to being on the field. So you're going to do all the right things, you're going to be the right person, and that just continues to push the bar high for the Clemson.
Speaking of that standard, Clemson went 10-3 this season, but fans saw it as a down year. People think that Clemson's on the decline. What's your reaction to that?
Of course, you know, being in the college football playoffs is where you want to be, but still, they had a great year. You know, even not making the playoffs just says a lot about the standard and how high the bar is set for Clemson. You know, those expectations are always there, and I think it's going to continue to be there.
People are hoping your class, the 2022 class, is going to be the one to turn things around. Talk to me about this group of commits that you all have and the talent that you all bring to the table.
You know, we're all talented in our own ways, but it's going to take a little more effort and a little more griminess than it would with anybody else.
And what was their reaction when you told them that you're going to be joining the class? And I imagine you all have like a Snapchat group chat or a text message group chat. What did they say?
They were all excited, just as much as I am, probably more. They all loved the news.
And what about the coaching staff? What did they say?
I think they were most excited. You know, besides my family, I think they were most excited and very happy, and it just falls into being welcomed.
What did your family think about the visit, by the way? You know, what was their reaction to being with the coaches, being around the teachers, academic personnel, all of that?
They loved it, and they had fun, man. They really did. I'm glad that they could tag along with me.
What was the highlight of your visit over the weekend? Did you do anything fun? I know you can slide down the slide, and, you know, in the past they've done bowling and laser tag. What was the highlight for you?
Just the whole weekend was great, but I think a lot of people started coming together even more. Saturday night when we had dinner at Coach Swinney's house, you know, I think everybody was real comfortable and willing to talk with each other.
Final thing, at Montgomery Catholic, there's not one but two Clemson targets there. You're obviously in the class now, but Clemson's also hoping to get TJ Dudley in there. What are you saying to him?
Man, I'm talking to him and trying to harp him to get over here, but at the end of the day, he's going to do what he thinks is best for him, same way I'm doing what I think is best for me. That's with him and any of the other recruits. But, you know, I really want him over here the same way I want other recruits over here. So.
And what's your message to TJ and other recruits? You know, what's your pitch on Clemson's behalf?
What are you waiting on? Yeah, they know the right move. So I just hope and pray that they'll come over and be a part of us.
Final thing, you have a message for Clemson's fan base. What would it be?
Thank y'all for welcoming me and helping me be a part of this journey.
Kylon Griffin, 2022 safety out of Montgomery, Alabama. Congratulations.